Hey guys, what's up? So for today's video, I'm going to be doing another first impressions on a foundation that I just picked up yesterday. The foundation that I'm going to be trying today is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation plus Concealer, and I picked mine in the shade Light Tan. A little background about my skin. I'm very oily in the T-zone. Everywhere else I'm pretty normal, so I don't have any like dry spots or oiliness. Everywhere is just like right here in the T-zone, which I think is pretty common for a lot of people. I'm going to link a video down below of a friend of mine that also tried out this foundation. She has dry skin, so if you have more drier skin, go ahead and go check out her video. I'll link her channel and that video down below so you can go watch that one. For all my oily skin girls, go ahead and stay tuned to this one. I'm going to be trying this one out for you and letting you know what my thoughts are and how it wears throughout the day. So if you want to see what I think about this foundation, go ahead and keep watching. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the packaging. Other than that nasty sticker that they stick on at the store for like security, which I hate when they do that because I have so much trouble getting it off, the packaging I think is nice. It's got the black top, the concealer or the foundation, you can see the color through the glass bottle, and it's got Milani in gold letters, which I think is pretty. I mean, for a drugstore foundation, it's nice. It does have a pump, which I appreciate so much because I don't have to worry about squeezing out product and getting it everywhere or anything like that. So I really like that it has a pump. I don't remember how much this was. I think it was $9.99 at Walgreens. I have my receipt in my bag, so I'll go ahead and just post the price right here. But I think it was like $10, which again is not a bad price for a drugstore foundation, especially if it claims to, be long wearing, water resistant, sweat proof, and have a medium to full coverage, which is the coverage that I usually go for. I like to wear a lot of makeup. I have breakouts sometimes and I have little acne scars, so I really like something that's going to cover that up and I don't have to like apply extra product like concealer or an extra layer of foundation to get that full coverage look. Before I apply my foundation, and this is something that I do regardless of what foundation I'm wearing, I always prime my face. And I recently picked up the Milani Prime Shield Face Primer. This is the mattifying and pore minimizing primer. I tried this maybe like a month ago when I first got it with a different foundation, and I didn't really like it, but I figured since it was the same brand, I was going to try it again just to see if it worked better with like the same brand foundation. I know they have another one, which is I think the hydrating and pore minimizing primer, and that one is in the white bottle. But because I have an oily T-zone, I'm going to go ahead and apply this pretty much just mostly concentrating it on the center of my forehead, my face, my nose, right here where I have more pores, and then the rest of it I'll just kind of just smear it everywhere else. To apply my foundation, I'm actually going to be trying two different tools. I'm going to be trying the Beauty Blender and the Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. So I'm going to try the Beauty Blender on this side of my face and the Kabuki on this side. And I just kind of want to see how they apply with different tools. I'm going to go ahead and put some of that on the back of my hand. And it is pretty thick. It does come out pretty thick. Holding it upside down and it's not falling off, it's pretty stuck there. So I'm going to go ahead and pump. I'm going to pump 2 pumps on the back of my hand just because most of the time that's what I use anyway. So let's go ahead and start off with the Beauty Blender, and I think this color is probably going to be a little too dark for me, but we'll see. Yeah, I think it's too dark, but we'll make it work. I guess I'm not as tan as I thought I was. Okay, so that is one side of my face. It is a little too dark for me, but it's okay for the sake of the video. I'm going to continue to try it and wear it. I'm not going anywhere today, so it really doesn't matter. I like the way that it applied with the Beauty Blender. I think with the formula so thick, this really helps to sheer it out so that it's not so caked on your face. And it did give me like a medium coverage. You can still see a little spot here from an acne scar that I have, but it doesn't look bad and it doesn't feel heavy, which it said it was a lightweight formula, so I find that to be true so far. So now for the other side of my face, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Kabuki brush, and I'm just going to dab that everywhere else and blend that in. With the Kabuki brush, I felt like I didn't get a very even coverage. I felt like it was a lot more light coverage than with the Beauty Blender. Almost feel like it's a little bit patchy, like it didn't blend in very well. I didn't use a lot of product just because I didn't want to apply too much, so that could be why. But I actually like the way it looks better with the Beauty Blender. The coverage is a lot better and it looks more blended and nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and let that sit for a couple of minutes because I do want to apply a second layer just to see if I can get to that full coverage, because right now I feel like it is a medium coverage. Like I said, you can still see some acne scarring, and then over here just doesn't look like it blended too well. So I'm going to go back over it with the Beauty Blender because that's the way I liked the way it applied better. I'm just going to let that sit, let it dry a little bit so that I can apply my second layer. I just applied one more pump of it on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use this just for all over the face. I'm going to start with this side because this is the side that I use the brush on, and I feel like it needs a little bit more coverage. And then I'll go in very lightly on this side, just mostly to cover up that scar that you can still see. And I didn't talk about the smell. It does have a scent to it. It's not a bad scent. It doesn't smell like foundation though. I don't know if that's just me, but it doesn't smell bad. Like, it doesn't bother me. The scent doesn't bother me, but it doesn't smell like foundation, if that makes sense. Okay, so after the second layer, I do see that it is more full coverage. It did cover up this acne scar a bit better. You can still see a little bit of it, but barely. So that's okay. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like a super matte foundation, nor does it claim to be. Like, I can still see some, if you look at the, like here, it looks glowy, it looks kind of dewy, but not like overly dewy. Like, I don't look oily or anything. Doesn't feel heavy at all. Like, I can feel that I have foundation on my face, but it doesn't feel heavy. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my concealer and the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've finished the rest of my makeup. I didn't do anything too fancy. My thoughts so far. I like it. Other than the color being off, because I feel like it is, I like the way that it feels. I like the way that it looks. I didn't set everywhere. I set my under eyes and everywhere where I put concealer, but the rest of the face I didn't set it with powder. I kind of wanted to see if I noticed a difference on the areas where I didn't set. But it doesn't feel sticky. I'll probably end up keeping this anyway because I do tan in the summer, so instead of going to return it, changing it for another one and then having to end up picking up a darker foundation in the summer, I'm just going to hang on to this one because I actually do like the way it looks and the way it feels so far. So I'm going to keep you guys updated through the day and just check in every couple hours just so you can see how it's wearing, how it looks, and what I'm thinking about it so far. But for a first impression, I like it. I really like it. I think it looks good. I think it feels good. It has not settled into my fine smile lines, which a lot of foundations do, like right away if they're too dewy. And even though this was a pretty thick formula, I feel like it doesn't feel that way. And it could be because of the way that I applied it, because this helped, I think, a lot. But yeah, I'm going to check back with you guys in a couple of hours. It is 9:34, so I've had it on for what? When did I start this? Like an hour? I've had it on for about an hour so far, and I like the way it feels. But I will check in with you guys in a couple hours. Okay, so it is 4:56, almost 5 o'clock, and I've been wearing the foundation for almost 8 hours. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm super oily right here in the T-zone, which is where I normally tend to get oily, but I don't get this oily. Like, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder and I look so greasy right here. And even like touching it, it feels really oily. But I feel oily like everywhere else. I don't look oily everywhere, but if I like touch it like up here, on the hairline or around the hairline, it feels oily. Not too much down here, but definitely like up here. It has settled into my forehead wrinkles, up here at the top. And I don't know. I really liked the way it looked at first when I put it on this morning. But after 8 hours, it just doesn't really look as fresh. And look at this. Like, if you look at, like, it looks like I took some cooking grease and just slathered it on. Like, even my eyebrows, like, you can't see it, but when I put the foundation on, I put it over my eyebrows, and even my eyebrows look really oily. So, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and set it and just see if I can get rid of some of that oiliness with some powder. And this is just the BH Cosmetics press powder. And I'm just going to apply that to see if I can just kind of get rid of some of that shine and some of that oiliness. Which I never have to do this, you guys. With my other foundation, I never have to go back in with powder to get rid of any oils or shininess. I mean, I've had foundations that have done that to me before, but I never wear them. Oops. Okay, so now that that's set with the powder, I'm going to go ahead and wear it for a few more hours, and I'll be back towards the end of the night to update you guys after a few hours. It is 8 o'clock, so I've had the foundation on for about 11 to 12 hours. And I checked in with you guys like 3 hours ago, and the oils are back. Like, my skin is oily again, and it feels really oily. Like, I can touch it and I can just feel the oil coming through my pores. So I really don't like that. I don't know if it has anything to do with the primer that I used with it, because I did try this primer, like I said, about a month ago, and I didn't like it. So I'm going to continue to use the foundation throughout the week just to see if I notice anything different. So I'm going to try it with a different primer. I'm going to try setting the face afterwards. I did apply a setting spray today, as I always do, so I don't know if that helped any, because I really liked the way it looked when I first applied it, and maybe like a couple hours into the day it looked fine, and I didn't really notice any oil until probably about 2 or 3 o'clock, which was at least 5 hours afterwards. Other than the color being off, which I think that'll kind of fix itself in the summer whenever I tan, I liked the way it looked when I first applied it. As far as it being long wearing and water resistant and sweat proof, I mean, the foundation is still on, and other than the oils coming through my pores and the foundation, it's still on. So I mean, the whole long wearing thing, I guess, is okay. Water resistant, sweat proof, I didn't try or test that out today, but I could, if I continue to wear it throughout the week, I could try that and see if that works. It says that it's an oil-free formula, which it probably is, but it just made my oil just come out, and I usually don't have that issue as bad as today. So I'm kind of sad that it did that, because I actually like the way it looked when I put it on this morning. But even my eyebrows are like oily, like underneath it's like shiny, and that never happens ever. So that was like weird. Yeah, and I touch it and it's even like coming off because they're so oily. So I'm about to wash my makeup off and call it a night. I just wanted to come in and give you my update on how the foundation is wearing. But like I said, I'm going to continue to try it. Let me know if you want me to post like an updated video on what I did and what I used for, you know, to see if this foundation worked or felt or looked better. Because this, I don't know if it was the foundation or if it was this primer. But I figured since it was a Milani foundation, it should work with a Milani primer. So, but yeah, I'm going to try it with different primers, setting the face, and I'll check back in with you guys maybe in about a week or two and let you know if anything has changed. So go ahead and like this video if you want me to go ahead and film that for you, or if you want me to just post like an update on Instagram or something. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.